What's up, AtoZSports Live, the post-game show. The Titans lose again, but did Cam Ward have his best moment in Nashville? Maybe it took too many drives, too many attempts, and too little too late for the Titans to try to get back in this game against the Texans and dropping to 1-9. The final score as the Texans field goal as time expires gives Houston the win to get them to 5-5, 16-13. The final score, the under crushes easily. And we will discuss all of this. Cam Ward has some really nice moments. I think it'll just make things even more complicated to talk through.
Some really nice moments or a really nice moment?
We have a lot to get through on this, but the Titans show some life and then immediately suck it out of themselves right after they tie the game. But Easton, we have a lot to break down as Cam Ward's 95-yard touchdown drive to tie the game with too much time left for Houston to walk down the field and easily kick a short field goal for the win. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling. But first, Easton, tell the people what they got to do before we start it up.
Yep, the people have got to like the show on Facebook or on YouTube. You may even feel good right now. I got 2 texts from 2 Titans fan friends as the game ended that I'm wondering if their opinion reflects what people are feeling right now, that it's like, showed a little fight, had a shot, Cam Ward did a thing, and then you still lose and protect that draft status. I don't know if everyone is feeling that way or not. We're going to dive into it in the next hour with you all. So like the show and then jump in here in the comments and let us know how you're feeling about that Titans close loss on Facebook, on YouTube. Like the show, send the link to a buddy, be a friend, tell them we're talking Titans for the next hour, get in here. And with that, Austin, let's dive into our first topic.
Yep, let's do it officially. Welcoming the first Titans Game Day Live, the post-game show here live after every Titans game. Got to make sure we thank all of our sponsors because they make this happen all season long. X Golf in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. PlayXGolf.com. BTA Sports, use the code AtoZSports when you download the BTA Sports app to get a 14-day free trial before a 12-month subscription of just $79. The link is in the description. Botero Cards, life is short. Get a golf cart. 2 locations near you, Columbia and Gallatin. Lipscomb University's Sports Analytics grad program to turn your passion into a career. The Barrel Social Club, real poker, real players. The Barrel Social Club, Kentucky and Tennessee's poker destination. And T-Dot's Nobody Trashes Tennessee campaign. Be part of the solution to end littering and make sure nobody trashes Tennessee. So I think there's a lot to get to because I don't know how people are going to feel about this game because Cam Ward and the Titans offense was non-existent for the majority of the game. The Titans defense was doing its part for the majority of the game. The Titans defense was continuously getting stop after stop after stop, down 7 points, and the Titans offense kept giving the ball back to the Texans with bad offense. And then you get the 95-yard drive over 11 plays on the last, towards the end of the fourth quarter, the couple of big plays from Cam Ward. And then all
accounted
of a sudden,
for like 40% of their total offensive yards on the day.
Yeah. Which the one drive, and it was a big time drive. It was a very gutsy moment. You score too quick with about 1:35 left, and then Houston just easily gets a field goal to walk off at 5-5, and they're in the hunt for the playoffs as they've won both games that C.J. Stroud has been out for. So I honestly don't know what fans are going to feel. And maybe let's just start off this way. We'll get to our one-word topic here in a second. I just want to know, how are you feeling? Like what is your initial reaction?
How you doing?
I just want to know what people's gut instant reaction is to this. Is it just positive or negative? And maybe that's all you need. You can comment positive or negative. If you want to comment way more than that, you can absolutely do that. And so I don't know, Easton, what's your instant gut feeling on what this game was?
Man,
it's tough.
It's tough to boil down to one thing. It's actually a pretty interesting game to talk about because there's a lot going on. You know what I mean? There's the penalty element of this, which is a thing that we will definitely have to address. The flag is out for today's show, which I will probably throw at some point at my camera. The end of the game sequence for the offense showing life again, really putting together the only one of 2 drives on the day that you can say was a nice drive, but both were riddled with penalties amongst other things, misses, sacks, some bailing out by the officials or by the defense, right? Like some real up and down roller coaster drives, not the most fluid offensive outings, but you still moved the ball.
Well, I apologize. Like on that last drive, like the pass interference, is that what you're saying? Like they bailed him out, the pass interference on Van.
Well, I mean, the PI was a bailout. Then
but that happens though. But that's football. Like that. Like
I'm aware.
How many good teams get the benefit of those too? Right. So like I don't think you can include that. Like that's part of.
Okay, but then you miss Mason Kinsey, wide open deep shot, and then you are about to go into the 2-minute warning on your opponent 32-yard line, 2nd and 2. But then J.C. Latham jumps offside for the 10 trillionth time. You have to run a play, and then it's 3rd and 17.
Yes.
But then you come back from that major setback with the only accurate deep pass of the entire day for Cam Ward. So it's just like, I don't think it's unfair to say that's a real roller coaster, inefficient, by the seat of your pants drive by the offense. Those still count. You still scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they were suddenly this offensive machine, this juggernaut on the final drive of the game. Cam Ward clutched up. That's what you are paying him to do, as much as you are paying him to be an efficient down-to-down player. And the clutch-up drives count. The clutch-up touchdown drives count for as many points as the efficient touchdown drives do. I think it's just fair to point out that it wasn't like the offense came to life in some magical way on the final drive. They capitalized on one explosive play.
Yeah, it was more than one explosive play. Like they went 95 yards, and only like 15 to 20 of them were penalties.
Right. You had like 20 yards of penalty yardage, and you had 34 yards of an explosive play. It's pretty much the drive right there.
Yeah, but like Cam also ran the ball.
Would we like to go through the drive like down by down?
Go through the drive.
Let me go find it real quick.
You are poo-pooing, and like I'm surprised I'm the one saying this. You are the one poo-pooing the 95-yard drive down 7 points when you have to have it.
I said it was a clutch drive. It was a clutch drive with easily his best pass of the day in it. That's what you pay him to do.
Okay. But I feel like you are.
But like, okay, 4-yard pass, 2-yard pass, 6-yard pass to start. Efficient start, right? You're moving the ball.
Not quite efficient.
I mean, well, the point is you're moving the ball without setbacks. You're staying ahead of the sticks. You're deep in your own territory, so the Texans are essentially playing prevent defense there, if we're being honest. And then a pair of incompletions, one of which was a pass that should have been a big gain to Mason Kinsey. But if Mason Kinsey is the receiver he's supposed to be in that moment, which is a taller receiver, right? Somebody with some length, it's probably a catch. But it is also fair to say it wasn't like the most accurate ball by Cam Ward. When they go through this week and grade those, what are they going to give that pass? A C grade, probably. Yeah. I guess they give it a C grade. And then you have the 18-yard questionable Stingley penalty that moves the chains on 3rd and 10. Keeps the drive alive. I mean, they were on their own 17, so if it becomes 4th and 10, I mean, you're going for it, obviously, but what are the odds of completing that, right? And then you have the 20-yard. I forgot. There's another moment in there that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The run from Cam Ward.
Yeah, it's huge.
Right, so we had Cam Ward made 2 really big plays on that drive that won them the game. Yeah, he was clutch. Again, the 3rd time I've said that now. He was clutch on that drive.
I think you're talking on both sides of your mouth. Like, it was only 2 plays, but it was clutch. Those 2 plays. And how about the touchdown pass? Is that not count as a third? Come on, dude. Like you are being
a 4-yard touchdown pass. I mean, that's
yes,
a routine
it's
play.
The freaking game time touchdown pass,
it's a routine
dude. Like,
play.
Come on, man. Like you are being like, what is this deal? What is you today?
Hang on. This is, first of all, if only people saw our group chat during the game, they'd question who is the Cam hater here. This is a real heel turn on your part. A real heel turn on your part.
I'm surprised I'm the one saying it. That's what's shocking me.
I'm not hating on Cam. I'm pointing out that their final drive was a lot of flukiness.
No, it was. That was freaking football.
Yes, it was.
Flukiness? What was fluky? What was fluky?
There was nothing about that drive that was efficient offensive football. What from that drive is replicable for the offense? What can you take from that and spin forward going to the future? That's what I'm talking about.
The touchdown pass.
I'm talking about what hope do you derive from that besides the fact that they found a way and they clutched up.
What they do against
for the 4th time, Cam being clutch is what you pay him to be.
Sure. What they do in Arizona?
They got a lot of fluky things, and then Cam clutched up.
But they
Same
did
thing.
Again. So fluky
but
things
Austin,
don't
that's
again.
what. Hang on. But Austin, you're being ridiculous. This is what I'm saying: is that it's basically the same vibe as the Cardinals game. And guess what? After we all paraded for 6 days around after the Cardinals game, we all came to the consensus in the month and a half since then that doesn't actually mean anything for sustainable football. It's the same thing.
Easton, they've done it now twice. So you can call it a fluke the first time, but now but doing it again does
doing what again? Doing what?
The big drive that
because they didn't win twice. They lost the game.
Right. I'm talking about the offensive. And people are saying I'm glazing. I have my own thoughts about Cam Ward. We will grade Cam Ward later on.
I'm having to bite my tongue on your thoughts on Cam Ward.
That's why I think this is so strange. The energy here is so weird. Because
what do you think the energy is? What do you think I'm trying to say here? You
just downplayed a 4-yard. It was a good call, good route, good execution, like a 4-yard touchdown pass down 7 to tie the football game in under 2 minutes, and you're calling that like whatever, big whoop. This
I watched the pass. It was a routine touchdown
since
pass.
October 26th, and you're like,
So what? You're grading on a curve and giving them bonus points for completing a routine. This is NFL football. I'm holding them to NFL football standards, and that's a routine NFL football touchdown pass. I'm glad that he made it, but that's the expectation for Cam. I'm not going to throw him a parade for that touchdown pass.
No, I'm not saying you have to throw a freaking parade, but there's some damn. I'm about to throw out more words I shouldn't. Don't the middle ground before, but a parade. Get the
what
heck
do you
out
think
of here.
I'm
Nobody's
trying to
asking for a freaking parade, dude.
You seem to
We're
be.
just saying credit for a good. You're just being really out.
What part of he clutched up and scored a touchdown when he needed it isn't credit? It is credit. I'm saying it's not sustainable football.
Fluke. You're calling his clutchness a fluke. Is what you're doing. You're talking about both.
There
sides.
were elements of that drive that were objectively fluky. Yeah.
Every freaking
incorrect.
How many times does Patrick Mahomes get a defensive pass interference on a touchdown?
I'm not saying no flukes happen in football.
The whole freaking football, dude.
You are
ridiculous.
You are so mad that you don't see the point that I'm continuing to try to make, which is chat.
Football happens.
Austin,
football happens.
You think I haven't made a point because you're not listening. You're not listening.
Okay.
I have now said for either the 4th or the 5th time now, I have said that this was not sustainable. That is my point. Nothing about what the offense did on that clutch, gotta have it, successful touchdown drive, which counts the same as any other kind of touchdown drive,
How do you know
which
that?
they
Why?
needed to win the game, and it almost gave them a chance to, actually, it did give them a chance to win the game. Nothing about that, just like nothing about the way the Cardinals game ended, can actually be spun forward as
why not?
The way that the Titans offense can't play football the way that they did on that drive going forward and expect to be good at football.
Well, yeah. Normally
that's what I've said for the last 10 minutes.
Easton, normally you don't play a whole freaking football game like you're down 7 points on your own 5-yard line with 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. That's the situation, dude. That's the situation.
Missing the point. You're just missing the point.
You're not making any points that are
what
valid.
What I'm talking about on that drive has nothing to do with playing like you're down or playing like you're up or the time. That's not the point. The point is that you weren't efficient on that drive. There was nothing you did that was sustainable. You got bailed out more than once.
Bailed out more than once? You got bailed out one time. There was a pass interference that was a pass interference.
You're right. Bailed out. You're right. Bailed out once.
Okay, they got bailed out, but that's part of playing good football is putting the defense in a situation to have pass interference plays. How many times did that happen against the Tennessee Titans? It's strange as hell. I don't understand why. Let's move on.
We're going to have to agree to disagree because I've made my point.
We can do that. We can agree to disagree for sure. So let's go ahead and get to our one-word segment here. One word to describe how we feel about the Titans' loss. They did lose. One word to describe the Titans' loss. The Texans 16-13. What's one word to describe this game? But first, let me tell you guys all about our friends at TDOT. This is the state's campaign to end littering across Tennessee when nobody trashes Tennessee.com. Over 88 million pieces of litter on the roadways. That is embarrassing. Tennessee is a gorgeous, pretty state, but consistently people are ruining our state by throwing trash or having trash flying out of their vehicles or trucks, whatever it may be, on the roadways, and the state of Tennessee has to spend way too many millions and millions of dollars, our taxpayer dollars, to clean it up so we can all join and find out how we can be a part of the solution to end littering by going to nobodytrashestennessee.com. That's nobodytrashestennessee.com. Easton, I'll let you go with your finger.
My finger is a bit of Titans breaking news. Calvin Ridley has broken his fibula and is out for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does suck. First play of his return. A good play,
I like Calvin.
by the way.
I like Calvin.
just a really, I mean, his season was in 3 acts, kind of his own fault in the sense that he was a head case and wasn't playing good ball. And then when he had a chance to kind of reach his stride, he then gets hurt with a hamstring injury, which is a bummer. And then he's out for a month. And then his 3rd act is 1 play back in which he breaks his leg. So that's just...
It sucks. And just
and it
on
sucks
that
for Cam
moment,
Ward,
before we get to the one words answers, it does suck because like I feel like, and I don't know if you got the same feeling too, when he was injured on the field, it looked like his energy of like kind of how he was. I was like, that's not good. Like I was like, this is not going to end well. They called it an ankle, but so a broken fibula, you said?
Yes, which
Brutal.
may very well be a on the ankle end of things. So
right, and then he's the age that he's at with the contract that he's got coming up. There's bigger discussions about Calvin Ridley's future. And no, this does not mean Xavier Restrepo is coming up from the practice squad. They play different positions. They are not the same.
Right. Jimmy DK being out is why Xavier Restrepo is going to come.
Calvin Ridley is the fastest receiver that they have. He will not be replaced by the slowest.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. You're not going to do him like that.
Gunnar Helm is faster with a ballooned ankle at the
Come on, dog. That's crazy.
Is he? Is he not, though?
I don't know, technically speaking. I just know they're just being mean for no reason to Xavier Restrepo right now.
I think I'm just saying facts. I believe.
Listen, all I know is they finished the game with Mason Kinsey and Van Jefferson as their only 2 receivers. And unless they go sign a bunch of guys, which they may very well do instead of playing Xavier Restrepo, they're going to have to, as of right this moment, for next week, they're going to have to call up 3 receivers until further notice.
Yeah.
So to find out what's wrong with Alec and find out how long Chim's going to be out.
Gunnar Helm ran a 4.84 at the 40.
Right. So
at the combine, that's when he sprained his ankle. When he had a sprained ankle.
Definitively faster than that.
No, he's not, because Xavier Restrepo ran a 4.83. Like,
but that
times were. That's what the times were.
4.84 and 4.83.
I believe Restrepo was a 4.83.
Well, so first of all, technically, I'm right. He's definitively faster.
Did you see
Gunnar
Helm's ankle? You can Google Gunnar.
No, I know. I saw it that day. I also have seen Xavier Restrepo's college tracking data, and his real on-field play is like a 4.55. So,
I don't know about, maybe in the ACC.
No, that's just true. That's just data.
In the ACC,
what, an ACC 4.55 is an NFL 4.85? Is that what you're saying?
That's because the defense is not touching you. All right, so one word. We got to scroll back up in the chat. One word to describe this.
The show already has more juice than that game did.
Yeah, I knew it would. Of course it would. We got to get some people to care about something. 16-13 loss. One word. Easton, are you seeing any one words in the chat?
Oh, I'm sure that I am. Let me scroll back to where we. Hang on. Did we ask the question, or was I supposed to? And did no, we did. No, okay. Here we go. There's a whole lot in the chat here.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna just pick a random spot to start. How about right here? Efficient. Tall Texan just trolling me. Heartbreak from Wes. Fluke from Turd Ferguson agreeing with me. So that seems to be a theme here. Bedrock, as in rock bottom. Interesting. I don't know if
Bedrock, isn't that where the Flintstones are?
It is. It's also the building limit in Minecraft that is the literal rock bottom. So as that tells Minecraft you kid, I think
that tells you the difference in generations.
That's right.
I say Flintstones, you guys say Minecraft.
You think it's a fictional town. I think it is the depth to which you can dig in Minecraft.
Gosh, I hate this place.
Baja Boss says this is an awful discussion so far. Well, stick around. We're gonna make it worse. Numb from Shrike. Not a fluke, all one word. Trolling me. Fluck, a thing that you can almost not say on the internet. Inevitable, blah, unreal, bittersweet. I think bittersweet is maybe the most appropriate, serious answer we've gotten so far. Grateful. I'm assuming that they maintained their draft status. The Giants, by the way, almost tried to make the draft situation easier on the Titans, but then I believe they ended up losing, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go. I'm going to have to pay this guy later. Don says, my one word is Easton is right in all words. Fight is his word. Happy that they maintained their thing. Dismal, ecstatic, future, development, pitiful. So this is, Austin, this is the most variety I have seen with the one words all year by a country mile.
Because
there's no theme here.
Yeah. Do you want to go or you want me to go?
I go because I have not thought about mine.
Mine's conflicted. That's my one word.
Smart one word.
Yeah. Because I was texting you, speaking of our group text, I'm sitting here at the end of the third quarter, and I'm like, I'm a new dad. Sleep is a premium, and
existential
I'm
crisis
sitting here
on your
going
part?
like, I could take a nap.
Right.
That would be so awesome.
Good point.
But I can't because I have this job to do, which I love. The post-game show is one of my favorite things to do. But I'm sitting here like contemplating, can I power nap? Because that's a big deal right now. And then maybe catch what am I going to miss? Like, that's what I'm going, because this game was so boring. The defense was playing well, unless they were allowing Nico Collins to get 15-yard catches on 3rd and long. And then the offense was doing absolutely diddly squat until it had 95 yards to go with like 4 minutes and change on the clock to tie the game. Buck Rising is tweeting about how fans have left the stadium 20 minutes before this like it's a blowout, and they're just one drive away from tying it. Like, how insane is that?
By the way, those fans missed the most exciting part of the game.
I know, like, because the title of the show is Defense
them.
Squanders Cam Ward's Best Moment in Nashville, because that's what happened in the last, 5 minutes of the game.
Correct. That's why I kind of hate our own title, because it's unfair to the defense.
Well, we were sitting here going like, what the hell we title this thing? Like, I don't know, because the first 55 minutes was boring, and the last 5 minutes was exciting and then expected to be a loss again. And so that's why I'm so conflicted, because one of Ryan Roberts' most hated terms in football is complementary football. The Titans failed to play complementary football today, and they go to 1-9.
Bingo. You just gave me my one word. My one word is uncomplimentary. And it's not just to keep the flow of this conversation going, but it is honestly the best encapsulation of my feelings on the game. This is not just a this game thing, Austin. It's what they've been good at for a while now, like since before this year. The Titans are the best team in the league when it comes to only being good in one phase of the game at a time. I mean, it's like they're passing around a conversation stick. It's like, this is going to be the talking shoe. That's what they're doing with who can be good at a time on their team. They don't play complimentary ball at all. At one point in the game, they're on the broadcast showing Jeffrey Simmons on the sideline. We can all speculate as to what exactly the nature of his words were, but he seemed to be lighten up the offense in some capacity. I don't know if it was encouraging or if it was like threatening or like a come on guys, but whatever it was, he was getting on them. Probably a little bit of all of it, right?
Yeah.
And
if
then
you guys don't get it together, I'm going to take my foot up your well, you guys got this. Like,
that's right. But I believe in you. All right.
I believe in you.
When then they go out there and they do the thing.
I'm going to
They finally do the thing, and the defense almost, because what was it? They had the Texans. It looked like we were going into overtime, and then we were on tie watch.
3rd and 15.
Was it 15?
Maybe not that long.
Let's see. It was 3rd and 16.
Oh,
3rd and 16 at Houston's own 42-yard line. A 17-yard pass to Nico Collins. ESPN has Amani Hooker credited as in coverage. I don't know if that was officially true or like. Was there somebody else in
Monty was
coverage?
late over the top. I don't know.
I felt like there was a cornerback on him.
They were playing a zone, and it was
okay.
right in between like a zone playing the flats and Hooker over the top.
Right, but nonetheless, they were that close to sending us to overtime, and then we would have seen what happened from there. And just getting to overtime probably would have felt like a win for this team. So and I'm also kind of side note while we're talking about that end of the game. I'm looking at NFL Pro's win probability, and even when the Titans went down and took the lead 16-13 with however a minute and a half left, it still did not buy that the Titans are going to win. They only had a 38% win percentage at that point. They were that confident Houston was going to go down there and, not take the lead, take a tie, and Houston was going to go down there and score a field goal, and they did. The probability meter was correct.
Yeah. Henry says, why not double Nico Collins?
In football, you can't just always. First of all, their receiving core is like, it's not a box and one Nico Collins situation.
No.
So right. That's the real reason why is you got to cover these other dudes, Higgins and Knoll, and like these cats can play. Xavier Hutchinson's playing pretty well.
Don't even forget about Schwartz, the tight end.
Right.
So
Schultz,
doubling. Schultz, what did I say? Schwartz,
it's all the same. Yeah,
it's okay. Same, whatever. But this isn't basketball where you can just like box and one somebody like Easton's saying.
Right.
You double somebody by having an underneath defender and a guy over the top type stuff. Like you're not just running two on one like it's a punt return gunner situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, but it was exactly what it was. I mean, it was as predictable as it could be. The Titans, after they scored the touchdown, like there is way too much time left. The Texans have 2 timeouts. All they need is a field goal. All it takes is 2 Nico Collins catches, and you're right there in field goal range. Woody Marks get some easy runs to make it a short field goal, and it is an easy win for Houston to get to 5-5 on the season. So my win is conflicted because I don't know if this offensive 95-yard drive for a touchdown to tie the game makes the whole experience of today a net positive or not, because when we're talking about the draft position, as somebody, you read a comment earlier of you just want to play competitive football and keep your draft position. Like, yes, but not like this. Like, not where you don't do anything until the last 4 minutes of the game.
Correct.
Like sustainably throughout the first bit, keep some things going and show rhythm. And there just wasn't any of that stuff. So that's why I'm so conflicted still.
Yeah, I agree. And we haven't even really broached, I'm seeing as our intrepid on the ground reporters, Buck and JT, send us stuff in real time. I'm seeing there's commentary on video from JC Latham about his penalties, reminding me of the fact that this team committed 10 quadrillion penalties pre-snap today, which is its own thing.
So that was what I was going to do, was with our segments that we have on the post-game show, was give us a choose your own adventure. It was what drove you crazy with Botero Carts, or it was grading perfect. Cam Ward. Do we want to grade Cam Ward first, or do we
let's go ahead? Let's drive crazy real quick.
Let's drive crazy. We'll drive crazy. All right. If you want to tell the folks about Botero Carts, we'll talk about what drove us all crazy, which was the JC Latham false starts. But first, Easton, take it away.
Oh, you know I'd love to. Besides Austin driving me crazy for the first 13 minutes of this show, the Titans penalties also drove me crazy. If you want to drive crazy or safely in a crazy ride, check out our friends at Botero Carts. Life is short. Buy a golf cart with Botero Carts, with 2 locations to serve you in the Middle Tennessee area, Columbia and Gallatin. They are locally owned and operated, a full-service sales and rental dealership open every day of the week. They offer 0% financing for 36 months. Their carts start at just under $6,800. No dealer fees, no credit card fees. There's even a no credit needed option if that's something that you're interested in. Check them out. Get a golf cart. Who doesn't want a golf cart? Do it with their friends at Botero Carts.
All right, so what drove us crazy was all the pre-snap penalties, and, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand with the X-Golf X Factor. So might as well just do this. PlayXGolf.com. Go to
I like it. Bundle time. Time to bundle segments.
But for real, that's
you're
the
right.
Situation there. So again, playxgolf.com. They have 4 locations: Nashville, Hermitage, Franklin, and Murfreesboro. Home of indoor golf, Middle Tennessee. It's a phenomenal place. The weather's about to get chillier across the board. It's great out there today. But if you have friends and family coming in town for the holidays, need something to do, X Golf. If you want to have a company get together for the holidays, X Golf. Friendsgiving, X Golf. Stocking stuffer, playxgolf.com. It's a great place right there, because my pregame X factor was avoid the avoidable, which is pre-snap penalties. And my goodness, they could not do that at all.
9 penalties for 62 yards. 5 of them were false starts. 3 J.C. Latham, 1 Lloyd Cushenberry, 1 Gunnar Helm.
5 false starts.
3 were 1 dude.
So yes, why?
I am curious to hear his video and find out myself. I mean, I was actually talking to one of the members of the Titans coaching staff about this 2 weeks ago, and I asked him, I was like, dumb question. Like, I'm gonna out myself with kind of a dumb question here, and they're like, all right, let's hear it. And I was like, what is the most common reason for why a guy jumps offsides? Like what is
a false start or an offside?
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Jumps for a false start. Like, what is it typically? And we kind of talked through that, and they talked about, like, the things that fans don't sometimes see is a lot of the times defensive lines are good at shifting in a way that like there's a lot of chess going on. That's not just, I can't believe the guy jumped and didn't know the snap count. That being said, when you're doing it 3 times in a game, That's not a like, well, you guys don't get it. He actually sucked today in that regard. Now, as a defender, I'll have to watch the tape. I'd imagine in a game like this, you have to assume almost certainly the fact that he's trying to block who he's trying to block contributed to the fact that he's jumpy out there, right? Like I too would be jumpy if I was constantly having to block Anderson and Hunter. But I think it was after because was the Texans game his first game back?
No, he did not play in that
That's
game.
right. It was Max Crosby. But so the Raiders game was his first game back, and he said after that game, the Max Crosbys of the world are the guys that they are paying me to block. Like I was the 7th overall pick. This is the caliber of player that I'm expected to block. Same goes to the 2 he was blocking today. So there's not really an excuse for me there. You're the 7th overall pick. You're a talented tackle. You can't be the guy that thinks he's going to lose every time, so he constantly jumps off sides over and over. And we're saying all of this without having heard his actual explanation. I'm sure he took accountability because J.C. Latham, for whatever foibles he may have, is not somebody that is a pass the buck kind of guy. But
no, he's a stand-up professional type of person.
He is, but at some point, taking accountability isn't enough, right?
Yeah, you can't do it over and over and over and over. So here's because honestly, outside of the false starts, J.C. Latham, I didn't see him just getting his ass kicked.
Right.
Right. I think he had a hold, but what that happens. If he would have just had the hold without the 3 false starts, then big whoop. It happens. Maybe you got a little sloppy. You got beat one time.
Well, how many times was Cam Ward sacked today?
3. 3 for 23 yards.
Right.
So that tells me
when the line lost, they tended. It felt to me anecdotally that the line was losing as a unit. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, he blew by that guy.
Deep into the play.
Right.
They weren't losing fast.
Cam Ward was a part of all of his sacks. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, without knowing and remembering the specifics on that. But like I don't like off the top of my head think, J.C. Latham had a bad day of blocking.
Right.
J.C. Latham had a bad day of false starts. And I do think it has something to do with Will Anderson, the first step being so important because Will Anderson is so fast, so strong, so twitchy and quick that you got to be right from the time the ball is snapped. But also, every single one of these was when the play clock was at like 4 seconds or less. And they're doing kill. Like, I don't know what the Fox broadcast was doing today, but you caught a lot of words from Cam Ward. There was a lot of like audible, I think they were saying like Doritos at one point. And so like you could hear a lot of these things and kill, can, no, we're good. A lot of these late, Gunner, get over here. Like you could hear everything. And so there's a lot of stuff happening. And this whole time, the offensive line's in their like half squat position and doing that for about 15 seconds. And now you're having to be ready and it's like play clock's going down. So I think some of that stuff is on the offensive logistics and process of having their tackles who are the most vulnerable for false starts in the situation be out there for way too long in their stance. That's part of it. I'm not. J.C. Latham can't continue to do that, but the Titans' offense as a whole can be better at avoiding those type of situations.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where we can all acknowledge that there's an NFL standard, like there's an expectation. You need to be able to, like, if you as an offense can't handle X amount of complexity, then I'm sorry, you can't hang in the NFL. At the same time, there comes a point where you have to acknowledge the reality of whether you can handle it or not. And if this offense needs to dumb it down below wherever the bar is of like respectable NFL level complexity because they can't handle it, at some point that's the reality, right?
Well, they can't handle it right now. Like,
yeah,
right
not
now,
forever, but I mean, it's still embarrassing. It's still embarrassing that you can't handle it.
It's something you got to throttle back. But I think it's like, how can you get right? How can you? There was a national story or whatever when Adam Schefter tweets out after McCoy takes over, they're going to simplify the offense. Well, what does that mean? Well, you found out some things that it meant.
It's meant nothing.
Meant nothing. Simplify the offense so you're embarrassing yourself nationally for that. But it's true. Sometimes you got to take a step back, get right before you can add more things onto it. And I think the Titans right now are trying to do too much pre-snap, and their players out there are unable to execute it consistently to snap the football. because there was a couple times that they were flirting with a delay of game. There's a couple times that where the 0 showed up on the broadcast graphic and it was still in decimals or whatever, and they didn't get called for it, but it was close. So they're trying to do too much.
Right. It's my understanding, and again, I want to be careful with this because I don't 100% know everything, and I never played quarterback at a high level at any level of football. So what do I know? That being said, it seems like their system of play calls has, like Brian Callahan's system has always been wordier, and they've done some to simplify that, but it's still relatively wordy. I think they're trying to kind of have their cake and eat it too with giving Cam Ward the latitude to do some veteran things at the line, identify what's going on, really like try to affect the game from a pre-snap standpoint, which they think mentally he can handle. And obviously you want him to be able to handle that. But if you're going to have wordy play calls and then also want the guy to get up there and take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 beats to adjust things, identify things, you're going to run out of time. Like this, it's something that I constantly bring up Nick Suss because if you can't tell, I think he's one of the smartest people I talk to on a daily basis. He put it this way 2 weeks ago, and I think it is perfectly true. Brian Callahan's system, or whatever is left of Brian Callahan's system, is kind of set up to not want to run many plays. Like they don't run many plays. They take up all the time. They're whatever the opposite of a tempo offense
not
is.
Tempo, like a methodical, slow. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like their volume of snaps is low because it's kind of set up to be.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like I think, because somebody was like, "Oh, blaming this on Cam, the false starts." Like it's not that; it's the fact. Like I think there are a couple times the Titans have done things because they think Cam can handle it, without recognizing what they're giving Cam that puts extra strain on the supporting cast that can't handle it.
Right.
Especially when you've got Van Jefferson and Mason Kinsey and whoever the hell else out there running wide receiver snaps and you're still, and you're not changing any, like you're not simplifying things. You're still expecting Mason Kinsey to do what the starters are doing, which, Mason Kinsey's been around mentally. He can do that. But like, I don't think that's the smartest thing in the world. Right. There were times like Van's looking in, trying to figure out things. It's like, come on, get it going, guys. Like, let's hurry up. You're doing too much.
An important piece of credit that I want to give to the offense. There's not a whole lot of credit in this game to give, as I've made that very clear in the first 12 minutes of this game. I was not impressed. That being said, I think credit's probably the wrong word. An important piece of context here is that this was kind of a perfect storm for any offense to stink. And what I mean is that you're playing the best defense in the league, like statistically, number 1 in yards, number 1 in points allowed. You have a run game that clearly wasn't working. Pretty early on, it was like, okay, can't do this anymore, right? Yeah. Cam Ward was your leading rusher today. Besides Cam Ward, ran the ball 14 times for 25 yards between Pollard and Spears. You were doing Tajay Spears 0.8 yards per carry, Tony Pollard 2.2 yards per carry, Cam Ward 3 for 33 running.
Tajay's long was 1.
Yeah, so
you might as well just not run that play.
Right, and so the third leg of this perfect storm of crap is that all of your receivers die. Right, so if you have 2 of your 5 receivers, the worst 2, and you have a run game that's not working, and you're playing the number 1 defense in the league, and stack on top of that, your quarterback's a rookie. What is that recipe set up to look like in the NFL? In any uniform, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that they were able to score at all in the end is impressive in and of itself when you frame it that way.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about Cam Ward here. We do this every post-game show, and we've done it for every Titans quarterback since Zach and I started these post-game shows back in 2017. We've been grading all these quarterbacks and their performances after every game.
That's a great deep summer project for the intern is go catalog grades for every. I want to know what Zach Mettenberger's average grade is.
That
on
was post
AtoZSports
Met. It was only Marcus Mariota and beyond. Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
Met show
there's definitely
done.
some. What's Blaine Gabbert's average grade?
I will tell you, week 17 of 2018 season, it was an F. I'll tell you that much.
It's crazy.
All right, grading Cam Ward's play. How do you grade Cam Ward against the Texans? We'll run through his stats here in a second. Here they are: 24 of 37, 194 yards, 1 touchdown to tie the game at the end, sacked 3 times for 23 yards lost. He ran the ball 3 times for 33, including the long of 20 on that game-tying drive. So how do you grade Cam Ward and his performance? While we do that, I'll tell you guys about BTA Sports, making us all better sports bettors. Take the gut out of it. You can use BTA Sports for your sports betting, also for your fantasy football. We have the link on our Facebook description and our YouTube description as well. You click on that link. You have 2 codes you can use. If you want to use a 12-month subscription, you get a 14-day trial when you use code AtoZSports for a $79 12-month subscription. It's really, really cost-effective. Very good. If you just want a weekly subscription, you still get a 14-day free trial with code ATOZ14, and that weekly subscription is $9.99 right there. Better for bettors with BTA Sports. Hit that link today. So grading Cam Ward, Easton, I'll send you the chat. Lots of letters flying in here, and I don't know if Jack has us up to date.
Oh, of course he does.
Oh, there he is. The scribe is ready. I think that was the hardest Cam test this year.
I tend to hear from Jack on Instagram before I hear from you on Sundays, which is not a knock on you. It is just a credit to how timely Jack's Sunday morning message to me is. He's all over it.
Pretty wild.
It is wild. Anyways, to the chat, just a shout out to our favorite scribe who is doing, honestly, he's more diligent about this than I ever expected. I remember
he's doing a great job.
When we asked for somebody, there was like 2 people that submitted, and I'm glad we picked Jack. I'm sure the other guy would have stunk.
I called that guy.
That's right. A D. A solid B easily. Okay, so I think the theme of today's answers in the chat are we're all over the place because C minus, C plus, B minus, C plus, C minus, C, D, D minus, or F. I mean, we are covering the gamut of B's, C's, and D's. As I scroll anecdotally, okay, here's a big old strong F, dude, a bunch of D's and an F here, C minus, D, and then, here's a string of B's. So every time I scroll and think that I've reached some kind of conclusion, people surprise me. I don't know. There's so many B's and so many D's. I guess it averages out to a C. But folks do not have a consensus on this.
Conflicted. At this game, it's just one big conflict. The Titans punted
ugly,
6
messy
times.
game.
It punted 6 times.
That's it, huh?
That's it, yes. So they had, check me on this, they had 10 possessions.
Mm-hmm. Not many possessions.
6 punts, 3 scoring drives, and 1 turnover. That sound right?
That sounds right.
That's 10.
Yep. It's not many possessions. Less than you tend to have.
Not many successful possessions either.
No, well, that part's a given with Titans games, but also just the number of possessions you got. For reference from our message from Jack, still the best grade he's ever gotten is a B from JT on the one and only winning Sunday the Titans have had. Last week, I gave him a D+, you gave him a C-. I'm trying to think back to last week and whether or not I feel like how much better or worse I feel like this game was.
Last week, it was a bye week. We didn't have to worry about it.
Or, excuse me, 2 weeks ago. That's why
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they didn't quarterback sneak on the goal line, and we're like, what the heck?
That's right.
Didn't score a touchdown.
Memory of that game. Yep. And by the way, I love doing this post-game show. There are downsides. One of the biggest downsides is that I get all of the post-game Titan stuff, no context on my phone, and I'm left wondering for an hour, what was that about? And just a text from JT a minute ago that was like, that was McCoy's worst press conference yet. And so now I'm dying to go listen to this McCoy
JT said that?
Yes, which y'all know what that bar is like.
Oh,
low.
Man.
So interesting. I don't know. Maybe y'all have listened to it and we haven't. Austin, do you have a feel on this where I'm looking at his numbers. 87 rating is his highest rating in a couple of weeks now. 5.2 yards per attempt, very low. A lot of a volume passing day. I'm also trying to like grade on a curve in my head because again, they had to kind of abandon the run, and he also had no receivers. So it's like,
It's a weird
the
one.
one deep pass he hits is to a tight end on a go route. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
It's a really weird one because of
he was not good most of the day,
No.
as you can testify to.
No, it was bad.
In fact,
Stinky.
you and I were screaming at each other over the phone at one point
We've
in the
been
fourth
fighting
quarter.
this entire afternoon,
That's right.
on and off the air. The whole
As soon as this show's over, Austin's going to fire me. He's sick of my BS.
No. We are, yeah.
But this is the kind of show, by the way, we're going to get 4 comments on YouTube. Like, the way that Easton talks to his boss is unbelievable.
Yeah, right. Jason says, Austin is trying to get creative to glaze. No, you have.
What does that mean?
He thinks I am going to glaze Cam Ward.
Oh, B+.
No, Jason is way off what he thinks I think about Cam Ward.
You're getting creative to hate.
Yes,
What I'm hearing.
I'm trying because I'm conflicted by one word that I keep bringing up here. Because Cam Ward sucked today until the very last drive. Now,
How much
I
credit
also
do you give to that drive?
a lot because it's the last. You have to do it. You had to have it, but you also had how many opportunities to do that drive, and didn't?
9.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at when they got down. So I'm just going to list off the Titans drive because, it sounds like 10 possessions isn't many, but they had so many opportunities that ended in nothing. So after the Titans went down 7-6, after the second overall possession of the third quarter, Titans 3 plays, 7 yards, punt. Titans now down 10-6, 6 plays, 8 yards, Cam Ward fumble, bad. Now down 13-6 because the Texans scored 3 consecutive drives to just only go up a touchdown. 3 plays, -1 yard punt. Titans defense gets a stop. 3 plays, 3 yards punt. Titans defense gets a stop again. 3 plays, -2 yards. And then you go, 11 plays, 95 yards, and 322 touchdown. So you had so many opportunities, and you got 1 first down before the drive. So, I
have settled on my answer.
You still don't know your answer?
No, I have settled. I have decided.
Okay, then you go because I have not settled.
Okay. I'm giving him a C. I am trying to be intellectually honest. While you were ranting there, I was thinking to myself, what would I have given him if they'd won that game? If that drive had led to them pulling it out.
How would they have won it, though? Because they needed more.
Right. Let's say there was nothing more really from Cam. They go into overtime. The Texans fumble in their own territory, they kick a field goal, and they win. Right. How would I feel about that performance from a winning perspective, which they came close to having a chance to do. By the way, my X factor, check mark on that.
Which was yours?
Be in it in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, big third down here.
So yeah, I mean they nailed it on that one.
Yeah.
So I'll say a C because of that, and also because of my initial gut was C-, and then I thought, you know what, he did lose his 3 starting receivers.
Yeah.
And he did not have a running game, and he was playing the best defense in the league statistically, and he threw for volume, 37 pass attempts. I want to say is his most or close to his most in a game ever. It's up there.
43 dropbacks.
That's a lot for him. It's a lot.
Oh, not many, under 200 yards. It's not very good.
But the point
I guess if you add the rushing yards to the dropbacks,
right.
So then
But the point is he was dropping back a whole lot, and his rating was higher than it's been. So I that's a half grade bump for me. So a C.
Mr. Queen said the O-line was killing Cam. I don't think so.
I think Cam was kind of killing the O-line.
Yeah, and another thing, how many batted down at the line of scrimmage balls did he have?
3. Forgot about that. That matters a lot.
I'm at C-.
Okay. Same
with
week.
The drive, with the throw, with the run.
All right.
And I think the Mason Kinsey lost in the middle of nowhere down the field, I think that's on. I don't know who that's on because
There were two Mason Kinsey big completions to be had, by the way. That were just really upsetting.
The one that was the earlier one after because let's just say this, the one that Kinsey caught, the sliding one, that was a terrible throw.
Yeah, true.
Terrible throw.
Right. And then on different pages for what it would have been a deep Mason Kinsey
touchdown. Yeah,
because
Kinsey was turned in towards the middle of the field, and Cam was rolling on the run, threw it to the sideline. And so it was just a complete disaster there.
Gosh, so we were like a couple inches away from a Mason Kinsey 90-yard, 1-touchdown performance is what I'm hearing. In a regular season game against the number 1 defense in the NFL.
What? Yeah, and you win the game and win.
Yeah. I would have gotten 70,000 clicks in the first hour on Facebook.
You were that close to Cam Ward and Mason Kinsey sharing a game ball.
It would have been, like that 1 week where we hit the fever pitch of Jackson Dart, Cam Scattaboo, like internet edits. There'd have been a grimy corner of the Titans internet that it would have been all over the Cam and Mason edits. It'd have been great.
Yeah.
Oh well.
How many 3-and-outs do you think the Titans had?
Of their 10 drives?
Yeah.
4? 3?
5.
That's so funny.
And that does not include the fumble.
That's hilarious. That's one of those things, like a behind the curtain on air partner thing. Like good radio with a partner is when they ask you a question, identify what they're trying to emphasize, and then don't screw them over by going too high.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, 4's too many. I'm going to ruin his point. Nope, wasn't enough.
5. Half of your drives were 3-and-outs. So I have to go C-. It was a bad game until the last drive.
All right. Cam Ward stinks? Question mark? What do you think? Good player? Bad player?
Not good right now.
Okay, that's fair. Not good right now.
I've said for a month.
I think that's just a fact. I don't think that's an opinion.
I've been saying for a month my antennas are up. Fully extended antennas. Do you know what antennas are?
When are you gonna pull a trigger on that? Do I know what an antenna is? Please. No. They're on insects.
Yeah. No. When do I pull the trigger on knowing?
When do you pull the trigger on coming on this show and saying it with your chest? Like
this is game 10.
So I'm asking when.
At least December.
So 2 weeks from now? Because you asked me that question, and I say month and a half with the new coach.
But the new coach
week 6 or 7 next year.
Oh, okay, a month and a half with the new coach.
Yeah. I'm saying what will that be? That'll be like 20, 25 games, 25-ish games into his career.
That's a fair sample size.
And that's if things are still, you know what I mean? Like if things are trending, then I won't be concerned.
Yeah.
Because he has room to still be not a great quarterback, but trending in the right direction. You know?
Oh, God. Jason says that Cam Newton, Chris Myers was killing me. How many
Did you
times?
say it more than once?
Yeah. At least twice.
I was splitting my listening between Red Zone and the Titans games.
And then they're like, man, Chris Myers was like, I was excited to see Cam Ward run more. I'm like, what? When is that's the most Cam Ward's run all year.
Listen, Terry McCormick is somewhere smiling, I hope, because he has been beating this horse to death.
I do think he's passing opportunities.
Is Cam going to run more? Yeah, finally he did run more. So I hope Terry's happy.
And he was a leading rusher.
Low bar, 33 yards.
11 per carry up in that season average. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Barrel Social Club, who put their chips in with a little bit of, let's see, we got some super chats to play here from the audience. The Barrel Social Club, real poker, real players, the destination for Tennesseans and Kentuckians for poker. They've got all types of tournaments going nonstop around the clock. They literally stay open 7 days a week. They're open till like 4 a.m. So you can get so many poker games in, 12 poker tables that run tournaments, cash games 7 days a week, including no limit Texas Hold'em and pot limit Omaha. 16 TVs on the biggest screens to watch the games in Franklin, Kentucky, just across the Tennessee-Kentucky border. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just learning the game of poker, there's a seat for you at the Barrel. The Barrel Social AtoZSports.com is where to go. Who put their chips in? These super chats that we have here. We will start with C. Rich. When are we going to talk about our bad run game? We can do it now.
Now?
Why
I don't think it was so much a bad run game as it was you're again playing the best defense in the league. Now, Tony Pollard looked pretty bad today. Tajay Spears statistically was worse than him, but I mean, they did 4 attempts.
And Tajay was very effective finding yards that weren't there.
Right. And
Yes.
he was 5 for 5 in the receiving game for 30 yards, much better day as a receiver. So
there's a lot of yards that where he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage and then got something out of it. Like there was one where he gained 5 yards. I was like, why didn't Cam just throw it in the stands? Because Tajay was like 5 yards behind the line, like
I know
dead.
What you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess what I'll say is fair concern. Intent is up on that for sure, but it's not like it's been a year-long thing and it's like, where's the run game? No, in fact, the run game there have been times this year it's been the only decent thing they've got going for them. So if it happens again against not the best defense in the league, then I think we'll definitely dive into it more. And I'll be when I watch the tape tomorrow, I'll be trying to see what's going on with the run game. I think that the defensive line just didn't allow the offensive line to get any push. And there was nowhere to go.
Here's my thoughts. The Titans can't run the football right now. It's because the defenses don't respect them to do anything. So they just blitz the crap out of them.
I was about to say, they just are happy to make you –
they're
happy to force Cam Ward to throw. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Throw it. Whatever. We'll bat it down. We'll sack you. We'll pick it off. You'll fumble it. Or your guys won't beat our DBs.
Right.
Like, do it. Dare you.
So,
come on. And then Chig's like, sure. Bang. In the one time.
Yep.
So like, they're just stacking every box they possibly can. Zachary, C. Rich has another one, but Zach comes in here. Cedric Gray is the only bright spot on this team. I think that's a little bit dramatic. Cedric Gray is a bright spot on this team. There are many bright spots on this team. They are smaller spots, but they're bright. Like Cedric Gray is turning into be a pretty good player.
Defensive line's playing pretty well right now, actually.
Arden Key, sack and a half today. Is that what number
yeah.
for? Jeff
sack for Jeff and a half sack for Harrell. Defensive line's playing pretty well, despite not having a lot of dudes there.
I mean, I think the fact that Davis Mills put up rules. Yes. How many points did Davis Mills score last week?
Oh, like fantasy points or points?
Points, like the offense.
Like
30?
him, 30 something.
I think it was 30, not kind of the pick 6 at the end that made it 37, but I think it was 30 points for the Texans offense. And the Titans held this team to 16. They lost. I get it. They didn't make the one stop at the end and force overtime, but Jalen Armour Davis is the corner. They've got Sam Womack playing corner.
Yeah.
So the front was able to do a pretty good job. It was a strange thing. Like the Texans almost forgot that they could just throw it to Nico Collins during the middle part of the game. And then they figured out in the third quarter and scored 3 consecutive drives before forgetting again. So Searich comes back. What were we expecting? A bad team with no wide receivers and a rookie quarterback against a defense that hasn't given up 20 points all year. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But also like Cam can still be better.
The offense can move the ball. That's allowed.
They're just not. And sometimes they're just not helping themselves before the ball even gets snapped.
I have 3 statistical things for us to end on that are all kind of eye-opening in their own right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, we will do that in a moment. But first, shout out to Lipscomb University Sports Analytics. Turn your passion into a career with Lipscomb University Sports Analytics grad program. It's an all-online program. You can take it wherever you live. And if you want to find a way to talk about sports and to do sports as your career, you can do that regardless if you're in college or out of college. You can go back to school and do this. And Lipscomb's paving a way for you to have opportunity to do what you love, whether it's working for a media company, a team in sports at any type of level, a university, a company like BTA Sports, data companies, and I'm sure X Golf could use some analytics and what they do. So there's so many opportunities for analytics and what they're doing. And Lipscomb is University in Nashville, Tennessee is on the forefront of creating this entire program for you online with Lipscomb University Sport Analytics. Easton, let's get these numbers you got here.
Yeah, so 4 things, 3 stats, and 1 thing that I want to mention. The real winner today is me, who talked at halftime about the live total being 20.5, which I took the over on and cashed comfortably. I also successfully middled this game. I said before the game.
Did you cash comfortably, or did it take the last...
over 20.5, and they scored 29 points? I call that comfortable.
But you kind of had to have a 95-yard drive by Cam Ward. That you had to, in your words, Easton, you
had to have a fluke drive.
You fluked your way into that. So
right, but then it was comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable right now. I also middled the game because I said before that I was score projecting the Titans to cover 5.5, which I bet pregame. And then I said at halftime that I bet the Texans when they became -2.5, and they won by 3.
Dang.
So that's bang, bang, knock them down.
And I sucked.
Well, you can't win them all.
I bet 5 Titans players that scored a touchdown today, and 3 of them got hurt.
That's crazy. And then the one that did score a touchdown, not on your list.
Not on my list. Thought about it, though.
That's right. The 3 statistical things that we'll end on here, and then I got to get out of here to write some things. Picking up where we left off, Nico Collins, who was fantastic against the Titans secondary today, caught 9 of 10 targets for 92 yards and a touchdown, including there's not.
You know what?
To it. The point is, basically every single time they went to him, he caught the ball.
You know, I think I remember the first or the only incompletion. It was the first target. Armour Davis had a PBU, or was it Darrell Baker?
Somebody did on Nico.
Yeah, it was the first target to Nico. You're like, oh,
how about that?
Yeah.
So, you know what? I actually think that might have been Marcus Harris. I'll have to go back and check, but part of me thinks
it was second down. It was the first drive of the game.
Here are the other 2 eye-opening things that I think maybe on initial read, it's kind of reframing my brain to be like, oh, maybe some of this is just the fact that they really did play the best defense in the league today. Cam Ward averaged 2.6 seconds to throw against the Texans, the fastest of his career, which does not feel right. But also 2.6 isn't super fast in general, so his fastest is still relatively slow. Here's the most interesting thing. We talked about J.C. Latham and how outside of the false starts, it's like kind of played a good game. Early returns from Next Gen Stats, J.C. Latham held Will Anderson Jr. to 0 pressures across 17 matchups, allowing just 1 pressure on 26 pass blocking reps.
It's pretty good.
So Latham on the day, if this is correct, which the tape will have to verify, and these sometimes get changed, but the early return is that 26 pass block reps, 0 sacks allowed, 1 pressure allowed, 3 false starts, which is a hilarious stat line. It's really funny.
Yeah. And Armour Davis was 2nd and 8, second play from scrimmage of the game. Davis Mills incomplete to Nico Collins with Jalen Armour Davis in coverage. After that, 9 consecutive catches.
I was about to say that was Nico spotting him one and then being like, "Now watch this."
It's like Armour Davis gets up and does the sword thing, and then it's just 9 in a row, whatever.
Bang, bang, bang.
So. All right. I think that does it. Does it not?
It does do it. Let's get out of here.
All right. Check out AtoZSports.com. Easton will have some content up there. There is allegedly the worst Mike McCoy press conference.
I'm going to go fact check that. We'll see.
According to JT. And then,
is it JT tomorrow, by the way, in the morning show?
Yes.
Okay.
Buck Rising has primetime later tonight. He and JT did a special assignment project. I know a little bit about something.
I heard some weird things about it. I don't know.
But JT and Buck together just run around Nissan Stadium. I cannot wait to see the final product.
I'll tell you one thing. It's bound to be unique content.
Yes, definitely. So make sure you guys like the show. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up. Just because the Titans are 1-9 doesn't mean you don't have to like us or not like us. You can
please do like us, actually.
I missed a word. Make sure you hit that like button in there. That goes a long way. Buck live later for prime time. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 Central. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Appreciate it.